What's going on, everybody? Just testing here. So can everybody hear me all right? How's the video quality?
Because there's such a wide range of vehicles.
Oh, it's because it went to
13 different tire brands. We can tailor the tire to your vehicle.
How's it going? Brendan, how's it going? Hey, Mark, you're late. I'm gonna take this off Wi-Fi here. Put it onto Wi-Fi. That's one last device. There we go. James, how's it going, James? Yeah, Grey Ghost is back from the dead. Hey, Dennis, how's it going? What shirt am I wearing? Oh, thanks to Otter Valley, I got myself a Soundtracks Keep Calm and Play with Trains. Thanks to Otter Valley for sending that out. Clothing provided by. John, how's it going? All right, so let's get started because it's 8 o'clock now. This is a special episode. This isn't the normal GVO After Dark. This is actually GVO Blast from the Past. So this is a very special episode. First off, because I got some very special trains. I've got some very special guests, and that makes it a very special show. So first off, I'm going to bring in my co-hosts for this evening, my special guests. They are Justin and Dennis, also known on Instagram as Canadian Railroader. Welcome, guys.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey.
Evening.
Thanks for coming all the way from Barrie, Ontario, all the way to Ottawa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a great ride.
Yeah. And how'd you get here?
Oh, you stuffed us in the trunk.
Oh, right. Yeah. Oh, you actually took the Via, though, right?
Yes.
Nice. What?
It was the trunk.
That's next time. That's how I'm getting you home. So we're gonna start by I'm gonna do a bit of a Q&A so we can get to know these guys a little bit because they've often actually been on the other side of this camera here and they've been in the chat. They do avidly watch GVO After Dark and whatnot, so definitely appreciate the support. No endorsements. So, guys, how long have you been interested in trains and the hobby?
I've been interested in trains for over 10 years. I haven't really got it. Within the last 4 years, I really started focusing more on the model and starting collecting and finding these unique models as you see in front of you.
It's fun. It's a great hobby. What about yourself?
I have been in the hobby since I was shorter than this table. And yeah, on again, off again. Started again when I was 16 and stuck with me thoroughly since then.
That's awesome. Yeah, start young, right?
Right.
What was your first model? The first model that you...
My first was a train set from Bachmann that was a simple circle loop that just goes around and around. Nothing this extreme.
Mine was probably a Bachmann train set as well that went around on a 4x8 table that my dad set up.
Oh. There we go. You were in the way of the microphone. Or the microphone was in the way of you.
No, you had it right.
No, that's really awesome. So what road names do you guys collect? Like mostly...
ONR, CP, CN, Via Rail, Amtrak,
Yeah, those are basically what we have. The big Canadians, except PC Rail. Maybe that'll
Yeah.
come in the future.
Now, is it mostly just like the color, the paint schemes? Is because these are the ones that you see most often, or
Well, the
Just-
most I see often is Go Transit. It just runs through my neck of the woods all the time. It likes to cut me off on the road, which I appreciate. Sorry, I'm late behind a train.
I can't ever use that excuse. I can't ever use it.
Oh, the best is when you get stuck by one freight train, then another one shows up right after. So like
Mm.
20 minutes later, can't move.
What about manufacturer? Because there's a lot of different ones out there. Do you have a favorite?
Rapido is for mine for quality and unique, especially doing a lot of Canadian. They are number one on focusing on Canadian models, and I just finding a lot of great work from them.
And mine's Rapido as well. What Justin said, plus the aftermarket care that they give if there's an issue.
Oh yeah. They send back their models, so if they can fix it, they will fix it, which is amazing.
Yeah, it's good to have them like really close by. You can just drop it off, and
Which I do.
it happens, right? What about hobby shops? Where do you guys normally buy from?
OVR is number one for sure. They have great prices. Lauren's amazing with us. Then we have our odds, so it's a hit and miss with online.
Yeah, it happens. It happens. Oh, speak of the devil. Hey, Lauren, how's it going?
Hey, Lauren.
Hey, Lauren.
We were just talking about you.
I know we said Beetlejuice 3 times.
Now, here's a very controversial question, and we can even get everybody in the chat involved as well. This is a big one. Freight or passenger? What do you prefer?
Passenger.
Yeah.
Freight.
What do you guys think? Freight or passenger?
Lauren says freight. Dave says freight.
Freight.
Other Dave says passenger.
Uh-oh.
Intermodal freight.
Now, in regards to some of the supplies that you might buy for your layout or your future layout, what do you look for as far as your track, your switches, building kits? What do you guys prefer?
Walters. Currently Atlas. And then Walters. Yeah, Walters for both scenery and buildings.
Atlas is mostly for our track.
Yeah,
What code do you do?
code 100.
Code 100 Atlas. Okay, cool. And then get into the difficult questions, right? The real pressing stuff about the hobby in general. There's a lot of talk. Some people say the hobby is dying. Some say it's never been more alive. What do you guys think?
Honestly, I think the hobby is taking off again. There's so much technology now out there. They're able to provide even better, fantastic models than they were able to do years ago with new tooling and all that. So now we're getting like our cell phones able to operate these trains. We're getting amazing detail compared to an Athearn Blue box and adding our own details. Now we get it put in on the train, which we probably wouldn't have seen in years ago.
That's true. There's even more cars that have lighting available to them now.
Exactly,
They all light
lighting.
up with all the lighting functions from decoders. Exactly, yeah. And what about social media? Now, we're on social media right now, and this is how I like to celebrate the hobby. But do you find that social media helps the hobby, or is it a bad thing? Or what's your take on that?
I would say dependent on what you're watching, it can be a great thing. If I'm looking for a how-to video, I would say watch more than one, because not everyone gives the correct information sometimes. What was the other part of that?
Oh, do you find that it helps the hobby?
Yeah, I could find a lot more information out there now than I did even in the 90s when I was modeling, when, you know, the internet was just coming into play. So
That's true. Yeah.
this is a lot better now. You have so many more resources and people at your fingertips, so that really helps.
Especially when you're working on your layout, you can watch videos of people
Mhm.
how they overcome a certain obstacle before going to train meetups and all that, talking, which the socializing is still there, but now you can get in contact with friends and who you go talk to normally quicker.
Mhm.
So you don't have to wait for the next train event to figure out how to wire a layout. You can just do it
Mhm.
by just, oh, let me get on my phone. So social media, yes, long way helps us with this model, but depends how you take it. It can also turn people off the model.
And when it comes to building a layout, what are some of the well, we'll say your top three to model, or that when you're looking at a layout, you're like, oh man, I hope they have a blank. What are your top three industries?
For me, I would like to get a nice Union Station. Unfortunately, there's no kids, but I did get a 3D beautiful passenger cars that you see in front of you.
What about yourself?
Grain, lumber.
Mm.
Those would be my two major ones that I want on the layout.
Mhm.
And then passenger, because we have a crazy amount of them.
Like literally every tempo car imaginable. That's crazy. No, that's good, and I like the whole idea that you're going to build an actual Union Station. I've seen one done in N scale, and it looks phenomenal. And you guys have enough space that you could do that, so I'm really excited to see that come together. Which at that point, I'm sure that you'll be posting lots of pictures and lots of videos and whatnot that we can follow.
Agreed.
In regards to layout, do you prefer more of a prototypical where you can look at an image of a real place and you can replicate that on a layout? Do you like a fantasy layout with UFOs and dinosaurs, or do you like the in between almost where it's a you just came up with this, it looks good, and it's believable? What is your take on layouts?
Honestly, because we are constructing our own layout on something that we like to model, 50-50. Like, for example, I like to model Union Station.
Mhm.
That's going to be prototypical as much as possible, but yet we might build something that it might not be prototypical, but we want it because we're able to do it.
So you'll basically build an idea of a downsized Union Station where you might not have all 30 some odd tracks,
Exactly.
but when somebody looks at it, they'll be like, that's Union Station.
That's what we're hoping.
Yeah.
Unless I start chiseling the basement and get underground.
Actually, that would be a great model if someone did a TTC.
Right.
Yeah.
Ask your wife and see how she wants an
Well,
underground train going in the house.
Oh yeah, no, she'll put me underground if that's the case. Jeez. And of course, because I see that you guys are always on Instagram and whatnot. Who do you guys watch on like YouTube and whatnot? Who are some of the people that you like to watch?
I prefer watching you as GVO After Dark. I enjoy watching M&M Rails. You two are phenomenal. You guys give excellent information with your live shows and a little humor here and there, which I appreciate.
Well, it is mostly Mark. I just show up, so.
I'm competing. I'm trying to grow.
So that's all the questions I had. That was it. So I feel like I know you guys, which is great. And as far as modeling goes, I'm really excited to see the Union Station come together and whatnot. Especially with the fact that you will be running some ONR, because ONR used to go through Union Station back in the day. I think it was like the 80s that it was doing that, 80s to 90s. And of course, VIA and lots of Go. And how many Go cars are you up to now?
we have 12 passengers. We're always willing to get more. So if you're willing, I'll take it.
Yeah, if anybody has any go-karts I don't want. But and then so I'm just gonna check the chat real quick here. Hey Hath, how's it going? I think I saw Dave in there. Dave 88, how's it going? Welcome back to HO Scale, my man. And let's see, Lorne. And yeah, we need more LRC cars. Lorne, when are those coming in?
Lauren.
Now you guys have some LRC cars on order.
I lost track.
You lost track?
I think my bank account's screaming at me.
20 plus the 4 that out of Bell
So you got like 20 some
24
odd?
ish.
20-ish. Damn. Well, that's pretty good.
Plus we own 3
3?
old ones.
Oh, nice, nice.
No, 1 LRC. No, oh wait, yeah, 3. I lose track. Everything's everywhere.
Bubs has 4 on order.
Hey, Bubs, by the way, thank you.
Yeah, so we're going to be starting an auction in a bit for Glenn Fraser there.
Called it.
All right, so
Sorry,
so
Bubs, I couldn't stop them.
we got a whole bunch here. As the show, the name of the show suggests, about what they usually go for retail, and then what you can expect to actually pay for something like this. If you were to go out and you find one, you know, whether it be eBay and whatnot, or if a friend wants to sell you their second Glenn Fraser, how much they should be willing to sell you that Glenn Fraser for. Bubs, I'm not talking about you, but if you've got a second Glenn Fraser, you know I could always use one.
Wink, wink, hint, hint.
No pressure. So first up, we got the Rapido FP9 Gray Ghost. It's right up front there. That was number 58 out of 103.
101, I believe.
Was it 101?
I have the certificate. Yep,
Out of
101.
Number 58. So now things that you would want to watch out for something like this here. Now you were telling me that you saw one that someone had done their own. They had painted one basically, and they put it on eBay. They claimed it was a Rapido, and then it ended up going for over $400. Was it
$1,400?
14? So yeah, $1,444. And it wasn't even true Rapido, which is crazy because you only paid about what, $340 for that?
Yeah, with shipping.
Okay, so now you can still get these actually from Barreel Trains. They have I'm sure they have a couple left, but the only thing that really happened with this, and this was a very special run, the yellow was the wrong yellow, so then Rapido had to do all the shells over again. It happens in the model. Not everything's going to be perfect, but they did make it right by sending out a whole bunch of shells to replace them all. They're the correct color. They're good now. It runs and sounds like a dream. The FP9 is probably one of my favorite round-nosed locomotives, right? Opposed to the F7, which has a bit more of a pointier nose, I think. I don't know. What do you think?
It's Rapido.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it has the, it's probably coming to me.
Detail, quality, and whatnot. Honestly, and now there was also coach cars. There was only one car that was done, and lucky enough to find 3 of them. You're probably paying upwards of
Oh, I tried. It's ridiculous.
like at least $200 for one of those, right?
Oh, I've seen them go much higher.
Really?
Some people are just like,
Savage.
they want it. They want it. I agree, but I'm not going to go that high.
Yeah, it seems a little steep, but I mean, when they first came out, you're looking at what, like $90 for something that now has tripled and something more than that in price.
Hey, Rapido, if you're watching this, make some more.
I mean, it wouldn't be a bad thing. And just so people know, we're talking about this one right down here in the front. Sorry about my closeness there with the microphone, but yeah. So the Gray Ghost FP9. If you're looking for some, let me know. I can definitely point you in the right direction. Next up is the Atlas FP7 ONR. Where'd it go? Here it is. Okay. Do you want to grab that? We'll talk about it.
Yep, and it's the Northlander.
So no one has ever done this model, right? You'll probably never find this, and you guys were lucky enough to find it. How much did you pay for that?
Converted to Canadian, probably around $50.
No, that's not bad at all, because you'd think that would go for way more, especially because there is a lot of O&R guys out there that would probably eat that up, because it runs really well, especially for the age, because you know that it has to at least be 10 years or more older. It still has its original insides, still has the bulbs. None of them are burnt out or bad sound to that, though. It needs sound.
Hey, I'll take your donation.
No, but that would be weird to see. I mean, Rapido did the F7s, so I don't know why they wouldn't do a Northlander, because that would be awesome to see. Right. So
exactly. Maybe one day.
Rapido did do the passenger cars. They did it at the same time, kind of like the LRC with the LRC cars when that all came out. Makes sense. There was a European company that did that one as well. There was
I think it's called the T train.
Yeah, it's a British train.
But it had an F7 at one end, and then it had a different locomotive at the other.
Yeah, especially if the Canadian winters, those trains were terrible, and the locomotive was garbage apparently. So that's why they had these ones put in to replace, because the other end was apparently a dummy. Just like Go Transit, the cap car is a dummy, but it controls the locomotive.
Bub said it was Marklet that did it.
That sounds right.
Yeah, they did a full Northlander train. That's right. Sorry, that escaped me. And they did that in both N scale and HO. Now, there's going to be the hard to find N scale as well, but you know, we're only covering the HO this time around.
Sorry, Dave.
Sorry, no, Dave's HO now, so we're good.
Whoa.
No, didn't you know he came back?
He left the dark side. Yeah.
Okay, so next up, one of my favorites, the Athearn, 30 years of go. And now this came in a 3-pack, correct?
Correct.
Yes, it did.
Now only one car has the actual marking.
Correct.
And with these, I mean, they're just like all the other cars, same colors and everything, but it does have the 30 years marking on it. Now, when I bought my 3-pack, I remember paying about $100. You guys paid around 70 for yours, right?
For the up to 150, so it was like retail price at the time.
Retail price. Okay. And nowadays, I mean, if you're trying to find that 3-pack, I mean, even without the 30 years of go, you're still looking at least $500 for a 3-pack, which I mean is pretty crazy if you think about it. But specifically, with all the numbers that they've already done, it's hard to not find all of them.
Exactly.
But that one is a really hard one to find. So that's why she's here. One of my favorites is the nice blue Via LRC logo right in the front there. That one is the DCC Sound, which is hard to find because I've seen them pop up on eBay, just DC. But those ones there, retail price, I mean, you're looking at the 315 to 350 for, you know, when it first came out. How much did you pay?
$225.
$225, which is a steal because even for a DCC Sound locomotive, I'm sure you got it on sale somewhere. So, well, that's really great.
It was a consignment, so.
Oh, it's from consignment, even better. So this was after the production, after they've all already sold out. So being in the right place at the right time, and it's beautiful. That blue, they even did. I had one of the cars that goes with it, where it was all blue, but it had little Vias right along the bottom.
I'm so looking for some. I haven't seen them.
If I still had it, you know, I would bug you for your train. No,
right?
Ain't going anywhere.
But I was only able to get one, but I just wasn't quick to the draw. I got all the other LRC cars at the time, but I only got one of the blue ones. They sell out way too quick, and that's the problem with whatchamacallit, Rapido stuff, is that if you don't pre-order and you don't put it aside, then, you know, it's kind of like, well, you're out of luck, really, until you check on eBay and stuff.
or just your local hobby shop. Sometimes they get a rough diamond hidden somewhere,
Yep.
or comes in.
Mhm.
Like that one just came in. I happened to go in and sold
Yep.
mine.
Consignment is one of those huge things where it's a game changer, right? You go in and you'll find those numbers that you might have been looking for.
Yeah.
All the ones that people might have scooped up at the time. If you're lucky, it's never been used. Like, it looks still brand new. It looks like it was never even taken
Honestly,
out of the box.
that thing was probably babied.
Yeah.
It
So-
runs a beautiful. The sound's amazing. Like, I can't complain. It's one of my favorite models, and
Yep.
I don't run it that often either.
And with the fact that, you've got the giant V on the side, I just think it looks like a gorgeous, gorgeous locomotive. And yeah, it's
Agreed.
huge. So next up, we've got the Athearn Via Switcher, which is down your end there. Now, there was only 3 numbers done for these. I believe there was only 1 run in total done for these. 200, 201, and 202, I believe. 200 had the blue stripe going right down the side, and the other 2 just look like that, which almost looks like the test scheme for the Gray Ghost you were mentioning earlier, right?
Hey, it goes with the LRC, goes with the Gray Ghost. They're working out.
Now, this really nice one here, and they only came with DC, but is yours DCC?
This one actually came with a DCC ready, and the chip was already in there when I got it from.
Set to the 202
Yes,
right now?
it is.
Oh, nice.
And this thing, if you ever watched our Instagram video, this thing was flying. We were clocking at almost
202, I believe.
It's a fast
Same as
switcher.
the number, yeah, it did 202 kilometers an hour.
So that one's a nice one. I had a couple of those back in the day. I had to, obviously, I parted ways with them. Straight out of Montreal, though. Definitely, if you're doing a Montreal kind of, or even just if you're a fan of Via, which I'm assuming is the case here, because those normally worked out of Montreal. So
Hey, with our big lot, we need it.
yeah, oh yeah. No, that's one thing you don't see too much of is like a switching of passenger cars.
True.
So very unique in its way, and you can have lots of fun with that. Which, I mean, definitely, it's a little kicker, right? So next we have the price for one of those. I paid about 125 for mine, but have you seen them go for like?
I haven't really seen them that often. I seen one last summer. It was like not in working condition. They were asking near $100, but I managed to get this one for roughly around $75 with the chip in it.
No, that's not
I
bad.
got really lucky.
Yeah, because the chip itself, in some cases, like if it's a Digitrax one, those are usually about $50 themselves. So
Yeah.
it's definitely a good price.
I
for
asked,
something like
and
that.
the seller didn't even know if it was DCC. They weren't sure, and when I opened it up, it was, oh, okay, thanks.
And one of mine, because I have a couple, obviously, as you guys know, on the table here. The steam generator car, which is from Rapido as well. And basically, you guys just saw this one just before I had to dismantle my old layout. Got the little casing back here. There's a little knob. You put your fluid in there. And this one is noisy. Not the oh so noisy. It's just really noisy. So when you power it on, you hear like a loud humming sound. Not really the greatest, but with the new ones from Rapido, which are oh so noisy, it has obviously the generator sounds and whatnot, which is great, but they don't actually smoke. So I'm glad to have one that actually does make smoke. And you told me that you found actual smoke generator fluid that smells like bacon.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to smell that. And Dave, I don't know if you're still here or not, but I'm going to get some bacon scented steam fluid for this thing. And then, we'll have a cookout. And
Honey, what are you cooking? Running trains.
burn it. But yeah, so those there, I paid $250 for that shamelessly, just because I know how rare it is. And when it presents itself to you like that, you got to take you got to take it. You got to get it. You're like, okay, yeah, sure. But I have seen them, and I've marked it down here. Roughly, yeah, in and around, because they were selling for $80 when they first came in. I've seen them go as high as about $300, depending on the road name. Via, for sure, and those. Obviously, the new ones that are coming out, they're about $100 for those. So if you're okay with just a sound unit steam generator car, all the more to you. It's $100, so why not?
It's better than nothing.
That's true. That's true. Now here's one that we both have. You guys have one or two of the caboose.
We have one Rapido.
One Rapido. Okay. So the wide Angus van, as they call it, these ones are awesome. It's probably my favorite caboose. And obviously, if you guys, watch Rapido's emails that they send out, they just announced these. More on that next week on the GVO After Dark when I talk about all the road names and all that they're doing. But something like this here, and I know that there's a lot of people that are probably thinking the same thing that we are. If you follow some of the sales on eBay. I was gonna say YouTube on eBay.
Auctions coming soon.
Yeah, right. So you guys saw the one that went like for $400 about a week or two ago. Yeah, that's nuts. I think the most I've paid for one of these is $150, which is probably the most I'd ever pay for one of these. You guys paid a little bit more, but that was prior to the announcement, so it's understandable.
Yeah, it was in the beginning of the pandemic.
But the new ones that are coming out, $100. So if you can't find one of the originals, then at least you know that there's more on their way, and they're a heck of a lot cheaper than $400.
Stock up now, sell later.
Unless you're planning to get more than one, because I pre-ordered 5 because I don't know. I was having a good night. I'm like, you know what? I want all 5 because I already have that one, so that'll make caboose number 6. Mo trains for everybody. Let's see. Let's check the chat real quick here. Almighty Yard Slug, how's it going? Vabbit29, how's it going? How are you doing tonight? Yeah. Yes, Mark, I said 5. Yeah. Because there was 6 numbers, right? So I just got to catch them all. But yeah. Northlander dude, hey, how's it going? So for those of you just joining us, this is the Blast from the Past. We're talking about a lot of these trains here that are trains and train models or whatever that are really hard to find. They're very hard to find. And Northlander dude, check this out. This is an Athearn. I know you just joined us. Very nice, right?
It ain't for sale.
And you know what? it has a really good amount of weight to it. We had it going on the layout earlier, and it has lots of pulling power, even just by itself. Highland Husky Mooch Squad. How's it going? How are you tonight? James ordered 2 of the TH&B. Good choice. Good choice.
Nice.
An Atlas. Yeah, that's Atlas. Inside is great because the way the chassis is carved out, there's enough room for a speaker in there, and there's even a spot where you can tell a decoder is supposed to go there. It is just DC right now, but they're looking to add all the fun stuff to it after.
It's going to be converted for sure.
Even the bulbs still work, and they're not even LEDs. It's pretty old, but it
run.
Oh yeah,
She will run.
Someone should make the locomotive Ontario Northland had painted in London where the chevrons were applied backwards. A Fubi! Rewind. Is your layout wired now? Mark, do I not send you videos?
Uh-oh, he's slacking.
Well, he's asking if my layout is
That
wired.
means slacking. He's not up to date.
He doesn't watch my videos.
Right.
Oh, and then wait. Parker, Steven, Jen. Okay. Okay. We'll go. We'll go. I think I might have forgot to put it on here. Oh no. Where? Park car. Okay. Want to grab the park car?
For sure.
Tell us about the park car. Retail, something like that is about $120. How much did you end up paying?
$215.
$215.
No,
I'm-
250.
Oh, $250. Oh wow, even more.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing with Rapido products, though. As it increases in value and increases in rarity, I mean, you're going to end up paying quite a bit for it, right?
It was
So
worth
nice.
it, but
Yeah.
I'm not going to spend any more for other cars. Walters does a good one, but
Mm.
who knows? Rapido's already hinting they might make some more buds over the 2-year span as they did on their last live.
Mhm.
So I'm just going to wait because obviously it's going to be even better.
Agreed. Yeah, even more Super Continentals as well, which I'm really hoping because that means via Ontario Northland,
All the goodies.
all the good ones. Yeah, but that was a nice one. That lights up too, right?
Oh yeah, all the lights
Yeah.
work. Everything is great on this car. I cannot complain about it.
All the grab irons too. Like there's so many grab irons on there.
Oh yeah,
Jeez. So that one's a nice one for sure.
we need one of those museum gloves for these.
Oh, 160 for the park car. 160 for a park car. Do I hear 170?
I will take
170
your
for-
donations, but it ain't leaving my site.
He comes with it. Good luck.
Yeah. Act fast.
Right?
So next up, actually, this one I didn't even have on my list here. Maybe Bubs can kind of fill us in a little bit. Now, the Glenn Fraser, this car itself. Justin, come back! No, joking. This car itself is very rare, and they only did the one car because there's only, I believe, one number. I don't even think it's numbered. Oh yeah, it is numbered.
1750. I'll give you
but-
1750 for it.
Well, he paid 160 for it out west.
Well, $17.50.
No, because of the number on the side. Terrible. But yeah, so I've seen those go for well over $250 for one of those cars as well. But I guess he was lucky enough to grab one of those. Bub says that was $350 on eBay.
Yep.
Well,
See this beautiful LRC? It's gonna be pulling it away.
Glenn Fraser was $350. Yeah, so I talked to Dave Carey on the owner modelers group on Facebook. I've talked to Dave. He's a good guy. He actually did my caps for the gondolas. He did the cast molding for them. Good guy. Great cars, especially the run that Rapido did for Via. Bought mine for the 60s. Someone should make the Mishim Dar car Ontario Northland had. Hopefully the new buds have all the HEP details. My park car I bought out west was the 160. Yeah, okay, yeah.
If only we can go back in time.
Right.
I'll have so much more money saved.
So next, let's see. We did that one. Okay, here's a good one. The Ontario Northland. This is one of Rapido's, and the door doesn't even really close. Oh, because it's
Yeah.
okay. So
There's
they're
a
double
door,
doors,
yeah.
but one door is kind of like
It's like a
doesn't-
French door.
Yeah, it's both sides, both doors. They open and close. I don't even think it does. It light up? Yeah, it lights up as well. These are really rare. I paid $250 for one of these. It's seen better days, and I don't know why that does that.
Because you're not running enough trains.
I guess so. It's mad because it's been on display, so it's all like, no, I don't like you now.
The train.
I'll take care of you.
Never. So come back for the second episode where it's me trying to keep them from taking my trains. So that this actually I bought this one, and Rapido was really cool about it because whoever owned it originally was trying to turn it into a heavyweight baggage car. So they had gotten rid of the trucks, the original trucks, and they had 6-axle trucks. They weren't even really attached. They were trying to do the conversion, but I don't know if it worked out or not. I don't know what happened there, but I reached out to Rapido, and they were so nice about it. Even though this thing has been out of production for like ever, they sent me 2 new trucks and works like a dream. Except for the door won't stay closed. I wish there was like a magnet way that they could do that, where
True.
you know, open it or close it or put it in the middle, and then they both go like, you know, that'd be cool. But
That would be.
they could do another run of these for sure. That would be great.
Well, look at their diner cars. They went flying.
Yep. Oh yeah. So yeah, something like that again retails for about $75-$80, but you're probably looking to pay upwards of $250 to $300 for something like that. It's nuts. It's really nuts.
I got lucky with last year's train show, the Great Toronto Train Show, and I got a Via Rail one for $80 cash.
Which isn't bad, especially for Via Rail, because you know how
It all
much-
depends who you meet.
That's true.
You get lucky. Some
Mhm.
people are reasonable, and some people just, oh, I saw on eBay. Here you go.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, depending on the seller and whatnot.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I've got tons of stories about that, and I mean, even because I just recently bought some Go cars. So shout out to Greg Farron, because he's actually keeping this hobby alive just by not jacking up the prices. So he was actually selling some Go Transit cars at $50 a pop.
Wow, that's great.
Which technically they were about $50 to $60 retail.
Yeah.
And he could have sold them for about $150 a piece to $200 a piece, because that's unfortunately the way that the Go Transit cars are going right now.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It all comes down to what people want. If people are that quick to jump the price because they didn't pre-order back in the day, unfortunately, it just brings up the value to what we want.
Mm-hmm.
So, for
That's
example, if I want to get more, I have to wait for the next run because I'm not going to pay eBay.
No.
Like they are until Atlas says, "Oh, we got the green light. They're coming out." I already got pre-orders in.
Yep.
I'm not in a hurry. Like I got 12 of them already.
Mhm.
I'll just wait.
Yeah. Now we're just waiting for the quote unquote light, the Go, for them
Green
to
light.
be actually announced so that they can do those. I think I pre-ordered about 12 of the new ones as well,
I don't
like
blame
one
you.
of each, just because in 8 years, when you can't find those numbers, people are going to be like, I'll give you $800 for it.
Right.
No, thank you. They're mine.
But yeah, keep them as long as you can. Like, hang on to them.
Contact me.
Yeah. If you don't want them,
I see
Actually-
Go Transit every day, so it's my train.
Northlander dude, he cut up a couple to make it prototypical, so that the right
Nice.
length, the right amount of windows, and I was watching a lot of the work that he was doing on that.
Hey, great on
Very,
you.
very
That's
nice.
amazing. I
Mhm.
wish I was that talented, but I don't want to touch it because I'm afraid I'm going to break it, and I'm like, Nope.
They're very delicate. Even when I did
Mhm.
the custom wraps on them, I was very
Yeah.
I took my time with it just
you have to.
because of when you find them, you're lucky enough to find at least one. You don't want to ruin it, so it's tough. You got to know what you're doing, really.
Yeah.
So tell me about the Go Transit F7 there. That one looks really nice, and it looks like it's already weathered and everything.
Yeah, this was an eBay auction. No one even bothered bidding against it, so it was just one bid in. I got it for $135. It is custom. It is custom painted. It has working marker lights, and I also have the Athearn A, the 2-pack that they made. I was lucky to get that for $200. Both of them working, powered with DCC, and the LED lights already in. So this is just one of them that I brought today because I couldn't bring every single collection of mine. But this was my latest Go Transit. It was 135 DCC. I can't complain about the price, and it's weathered.
No, that's true. When the work's already done for you, it makes it even better.
Yeah.
I agree.
So now, normally, even with the 2-pack that you were talking about there, I mean, I've seen them for in and around, $150 for the 2-pack, and that's DCC. Or sorry, no, DC, not DCC. How much did you pay for that one?
Around $200 already chipped and LEDs.
LEDs
And they're not one dummy, one power. They're both powered units.
Yeah, because the set that I had, there was one dummy and then one other one.
Yep.
And I converted mine with lock sound and whatnot. Yeah, I ended up selling it all.
I'm not selling. I got your old one, and I ain't getting anything back.
Yeah.
Come on, Chris, keep selling. I'll
No.
buy it
No, I'm gonna hang on to them now. I've got it.
for now.
It'll if it works on my layout, then I'm gonna run it.
Mark, you get Via, I get Go.
And I get Ontario Northland, I guess.
If you have to.
Right?
Speaking of Ontario Northland, this Bowser unit right here, you want to grab that?
It's
So
pretty.
this was done for the North Bay Museum, and this was just a one-off. The 1733. This one has DCC and sound. I paid about $340 for this one.
Not bad.
Well, I mean, for Bowser, right? You're paying for quality here. Bowser, I love Bowser because they did some other Ontario Northland, but this one was an exclusive print for the museum, and they're the only ones to do this actual paint scheme. I'm still waiting for a GP38 done in this paint scheme, a GP40 done in this paint scheme, something.
I don't have one, so
You don't even have one. Look at this. Look at this. Look at the chain.
Yeah,
the
that's
truck chain.
I like the weight. It's really heavy, surprisingly.
Oh, she's a puller. She's a puller for sure. When I lash her up with an SD75, sky's the limit. Yeah, she's got guts, and she sounds good.
Poor thing's
Nice.
just sitting in the cabinet, not
Yeah.
running. I can take good care of you. We have lots so you can pull.
You're not getting. Now, if you were to see one on eBay, though, you're still going to be paying well over $300, maybe
Believe it.
about $350 to maybe even $400. But they are rare, so keep an eye out for one of those.
I seen one or two pop up, but I can't go with those prices. No way.
Mm-hmm. It's it's a tough one. I mean, that's why I grabbed it right at the beginning, because as soon as I saw that it was announced, that was the very first Bowser that I ever owned, and that was one of those things where it just kind of paves the way.
Yep.
Because now you've got all the the red barns and all that, which are just beautiful. The blue barns as well that just came out, same excellent Bowser quality, great sound. Like you're never dissatisfied with a Bowser. Now we've got one more, one that's not even on the table. Can we make
I'll
this
make
thing happen? Is it?
Just turn on the track power. I'll just look.
So we got a special one. It's gonna take 1 minute. 1 minute. You guys got to get ready for this though. Can anybody guess what this special locomotive? Because it is a locomotive. It's really hard to find.
You can listen to it start up.
Right.
It's warming.
1603. Yeah, I actually have that model, but I'm in the middle of adding sound and whatnot to it. So,
Oh, hold on.
ooh,
Okay.
somebody's guessing a P42. Think bigger. We got to think
I
way
have
bigger.
two P42s, but we didn't bring them.
Didn't bring them.
But if you follow us on Instagram, Canadian Railroader, you'll see them. Oh, here it comes.
So, Mark, you were asking if we have power to the.
Oh, did it?
It jumped.
It did.
Oh,
Chris, we don't need ramps.
hey, speed limit. There, you read the signs.
Yeah.
I didn't see one.
It's not there yet. Oh, here she comes.
Oh, that's nice.
There we
Okay,
are.
let's hear. Whoop. Now this is a Rapido, and I wanted one of these. Yay big, and it had the CN. I don't know if anybody else has ever seen that lunchbox, but I had one, and that was on the lunchbox.
I've not seen
You've
that.
never seen it?
No.
I saw one on eBay one time, and it was so nostalgic. I almost bought it. I'm like, I'm never gonna use it, but
That would be interesting.
so now here's the whatnot, as you guys can hear. They were about $3.99. Two DCC sound locomotives in the one car. I've seen it go for a staggering $1,200. How much did you pay?
Honestly, the seller said there was issues with it, like the gearbox, the coupler was broken. So he was selling it for $400 as is, but he lowered the price. So I think I got it for $325.
$325.
E-transfer, got it shipped, and we went to the Great Toronto Train Show. I was looking all over the place. I was going mad trying to find couplers for it or a coach just to take it apart, just to put it together. But Dan from Rapido was at the train show. He said he has one on his personal collection, gave us it for free. I was able to win 4 extra coaches on eBay for for 135 Canadian. So we didn't bring those extra coaches because we weren't expecting to run this train, but we have a decent sized train. So the only one we're missing is one coach car that was sold in a single pack for the turbo.
No.
So all that probably roughly close to 1,000, but I didn't pay over 1,000 for it.
And just to give you an idea here, now Bubs, he said that at the Arm Prior. Now Arm Prior is about 30 minutes, 40 minutes from here. They have a train show every year. There was a VIA one, $1,400 at that show.
I believe it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think VIA is more expensive than the CN just because of the rarity factor of it.
From what I've seen, yeah.
Yeah.
Put it this way, it's a turbo. It's already rare. And until Rapido remakes the turbo in a way better working condition, unfortunately, there is a lot of headaches to it, putting it together. Hopefully it runs well. But for what I have here and for the price I paid, I cannot complain.
No.
At least I can say I got one,
Mhm.
and you're super jealous.
Yeah, I want one though so bad. And Almighty Yard Slug says that he saw a VIA Turbo being sold at Panther Hobbies for $600.
Wow, I would
Which-
take that.
I mean, yeah, that's probably like the best price that I've seen it. If you're looking in and around 700, yeah, and there's one on eBay right now for 900. So
DCC and sound.
And the coach, yeah, I paid way less for those coaches, and I'm waiting for that price to drop so I can buy it.
Oh yeah.
so yeah, when you're looking for a turbo train, especially with all the fixins, like there's a bunch of different cars. I think there's two packs of cars, and then there's another 3 individual car packs, all different numbers, right? When we're dealing with that.
Yeah.
I've seen them for about, $100 per car, which is normal. That's what you pay for, one of their, you actually pay more for a park car or something like that. which is a lot
Exactly.
newer.
I was able to get a 2-pack for 135 Canadian
Mhm.
on auction. I was lucky, and it was supposed to be a parts car for me just to get the coupler fixed, but I was lucky to get a free one from Rapido, and now I have extra coaches for it.
Dang. Well, I mean, it is beautiful, and I wish I could run it and run this entire layout, but the train only stops there. It stops at my shoulder, so
Yeah, it's no DeLorean, so it won't travel over time.
yeah, she don't fly. Yeah, she don't fly. But I mean, you had it whipping around this corner pretty good earlier, and oh man, it was, yeah. I often wondered, and even with my old layout, I was like, could I even run a turbo on this thing? So, after seeing it in person and watching it run, I was like, oh, I have to find one now. So either they're going to make another re-release of the turbo soon, hopefully.
It's Jason's dream, so I don't see why not.
I mean, they've got the power. They've got the technology. So.
Well, look at their logo. It is a turbo train, and you see how much memories Jason has it, and they were talking about making it.
It's probably the most nostalgic thing for him, really.
Yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised. I bet they're trying to fine tune everything because they did release this. He even said there's a lot of issues to it.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if the second run they do is going to be flawless. It'll be like a Ferrari on the track.
Like the tempo.
Oh yeah. Their tempos are, you can't complain.
Well, we were talking about this earlier as far as couplers and what do they call it? Like the wheel sets and all that. The first actual car that was flawless was the tempo car. I think that was the best, smoothest running car they have ever produced, by far. And
I agree.
That just means that everything released after that is only going to be better, which includes the LRC car. I've seen so many excellent reviews on the Ski Train, and those are the tempo cars, just a different, paint scheme. But they also have a bunch of other ones that are on the way too. So
no more rave party LRC cars.
Yeah, no, the lights with the flickering. I was very fortunate enough when I bought the other run, the last run of LRC cars, they all worked fine. But at least now, they'll have a capacitor so that they'll have the consistent lighting.
I'm going to try taking my old ones to Rapido. Since they have the new parts, hopefully they can fix the ones that they did prior and upgrade it. We'll see.
Well, even just the trucks, if they put out truck sets, I would pay money for those truck sets. Even the truck sets that they did for the diners, that they just released, I would buy those truck sets for other Rapido cars. So, it's a tough call, but I know they only make so many parts, and when you buy parts from them, it has to be packaged and stuff like that, so they can actually sell it as a manufactured part.
I did find a few passenger trucks from Rapido. They're like $14.99 a piece for two. It adds up, especially if you have a lot of passenger cars. But I'm slowly upgrading my blue Continental Via ones.
Yard Slug says someone on Discord was mentioning a new LRC run. Not sure if it was true. Now, is that LRC cars or LRC locomotive? Because the LRC cars, the new run, that's actually showing up either this week or next week.
Very soon.
As for locomotive, I'm not sure how many more numbers they have. But it would be great to see more of the locomotives become available. I did manage to find a couple of DC ones, and I know Bub's just got one as well in DC. They're out there. They're hard to find, but it's still possible to find them. And that's just the gray, not the all blue like this one here.
I was so lucky to get that blue one.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it anywhere.
He's no idea. So, well, I mean, if you're looking for LRC cars, I mean, pre-orders are already in, but I'm sure you can still find a couple. They get their stuff at OVRtrains.com. I get my stuff at OVRtrains.com.
Plus, Lauren buys quite a bit just to have in the store, so you might be lucky. True. Or I think he still has pre-orders going on his website.
There should be. He opened it up again, and he added more cars for pre-order. So if you haven't pre-ordered yet, you're living under a rock. No. You need to get on that because they're going to be here in less than 2 weeks.
And I think their Rapido Go Transit is actually is already done their pre-orders.
The pre-orders are all in for those right now. For the F59. I'm stoked. You pre-ordered, right? Okay, good.
Come on, coaches from them.
I like missionary units. They don't come off, but they're in a little baggie. I'm gonna be adding
Oh,
because
nice.
it looks way better with the little vent on top. That's just me. But yeah. So good luck. No, thanks. So excited for my new LRC. Oh, is it Mark? Yeah, we don't have any LRCs for you. Oh geez. Yeah, no, they're all out. Sorry, man.
All right.
We took them. Sorry.
Oh geez. No problem. They're going for pre-order. Everyone too.
Yeah, but because Rapido was releasing their new style LRCs, we didn't bring it to the show, but we do have 3 of our own, which were an older run that we're going to see if we can fix the lighting issue with it. But other than that, we can't wait.
It was not necessarily one of those ones that was hard to find. It's just they've gone up in price. So before the announcement, I was seeing LRC code.
Oh, they're starting to pop up now. Yeah.
Well, $200 for one of those.
Good luck.
I mean, there are numbers, right? The old numbers and whatnot. If you collect all the different numbers, $200 for a car like that. I mean, now you're talking double the price, and it's just
well, they got to reduce their price, especially when these new cars are way better put together with compared to the old ones.
And with the fact that you can get an unnumbered and put on a number that, let's say someone else's.
Very true.
So
that's what I did. I got all mine's unnumbered. It's because you can get the same scheme multiple times, and you don't have to worry about duplicates. There was so many put out there.
Yeah.
It was so hard to keep track.
Yeah.
Unnumbered, I went all the way.
Unnumbered. Yeah. No, definitely.
I didn't. I ordered numbers.
So this was great. So I mean, we've talked about the different locomotives. We got to know you guys a little bit, which is great. And I mean, I feel like this was a success because not only are these really all hard to find, but we actually got them all in one place at one time, which is crazy.
Especially the turbo.
That I was looking forward to that over it. If it was just the turbo, I'd still be happy.
And we did not even post on our Instagram page under Canadian Railroader, The Great Ghost, because we saved it for this live show. So nobody knew about it. There's no photos, but very soon on our Instagram, we're going to be putting those photos up.
And the name of the Instagram is
Canadian Railroader.
So if you do follow anybody on Instagram, or if you
follow Chris, he follows us, so you can find us easily.
For sure.
We have a 40 Rapido as our picture.
Now, in other news, so this obviously, like I said at the beginning, this is not the GVO After Dark, but this is the GVO past. We still have next week, so next Thursday, if you're not doing anything, no pressure, but if you're around next week, Mark will be back, and we'll be doing the GVO After Dark. That's August 27th, before it escapes me, and it is the Via Rail show. Now, you'd swear this is the Via Rail show if you take away a couple of the Go and the Ontario Northland. Now, we've got a full-packed roster for you of Via Rail's finest. So join us for that. I mean, last month we did the CN show. There was no room on the table. It was pandemonium. I had to pull out the big boy table for that. Jeez. So in 1 week, we've got the Via Rail show, and I'm super excited. Hopefully the LRC cars are here before then, because like I said, they're going to be here in like less than 2 weeks.
Fingers crossed.
I might have some special cars to show you next week. Some unreleased information, unreleased product that you guys probably don't even know about. And I'm hoping to have that stuff here as well next week. In 1 week, next Thursday, 8 o'clock. Yeah. I mean, why are you pretending like you don't know? You do know.
Hey.
I talk to you about everything. Check out our stuff on groups, Facebook. Check out and join the following groups on Facebook: Via Rail Canada Modelers, Go Transit Modelers, and Ontario Northland Railway Modelers. That's right. I'm in all 3 of those groups, to be honest with you. So I love following all that stuff. So definitely, I agree. Northlander dude, absolutely. Or if you're on, if you can pay for them, could Chris pick them up? Might have heard from. I'm hyping it up.
Let's stock
okay.
up his Lancer. He's doing a run.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. It's another day trip. Oh jeez.
You want to take the Via?
No, that'll take too long. I drive faster than a Via. Although if I was on the tracks, that'd be kind of cool though.
Okay, so we're gonna put a police scanner out for that day, and we're gonna see if a white Lancer gets pulled.
I'll have my red lights on.
Well, put a green light. At least you can pretend you're
I
a
guess.
firefighter.
Well, I can do green. Can I? Yes. I'm just not allowed to do blue because then the police will stop.
But if you have a green flashing light, you're a volunteer firefighter, so you might get away.
Yeah, I just don't want to do the whole fraud.
If you did purple, then there has to be a hearse.
A hearse.
A purple flashing light.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
A hearse. The Deathmobile.
But yeah, so actually we killed an hour. That was an hour. Wow. Well, we're over an hour.
Well, look at all these goodies in the turbo.
I know there's so much to talk about.
We had to clean all the drool. That took an hour.
Yeah, mop and bucket. But yeah, it's been awesome. I really appreciate you guys coming out here all the way from Barrie, Ontario. We got to do an awesome show and show off a lot of your models. If you still want to take the Glenn Fraser, I won't hold it against you.
No problem.
Just don't tell Brandon because I don't need him dropping the SWAT team on me here.
It's okay. He can do it here.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
it won't be here, but he can do it here.
He's got one already. He's got two, so
Perfect.
Wait, what?
Thank you, Brandon.
Just kidding, Brandon. We love you,
It
Brandon.
will be in our display case. It will be treasured.
And
we can put music of and I'm just holding the flashlight.
I'm still waiting for the little red dots to start circling. Oh jeez.
Duck!
GFW trains. Thanks, guys. So this has been GVO Blast from the Past. This is the very first one. Maybe we're gonna have to do another one. Maybe some different road names and whatnot. I don't know.
Even themed. Who knows?
Yeah. What do you guys think? So let us know. Let us know. I'm go veer, go home. I want to thank you guys so much for coming out, Justin and Dennis. By the way, I don't even think, and I think somebody was asking. That's Dennis. That's Justin. That's Turbo. And, and I'm a happy camper. So we'll see you guys in 1 week for GVO After Dark. Mark, get your butt over here. Start walking now.
And bring a Via Turbo with you.
Yeah, bring some Via, man. I don't have any. Oh, wait. Yeah, I do. Just kidding, Brandon.
That with us.
Do you guys have anything to say?
No. Thanks for having us.
Yeah,
Appreciate
thanks for
it.
having us. Thanks for showing us our Instagram because we're not on YouTube yet. Maybe in the future we will slowly get ourselves on YouTube, but we are heavily on Instagram on Canadian Railroader, and we are actually going to be doing some live video as we go back to Toronto on the Via Rail. So if you want to see some awesome shots that you can't see from your car or by the railroad tracks, we'll be on the train.
Definitely. Awesome. Well, thanks again, guys. And for everybody watching at home, thank you as well. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Signing off. As we all watch.
I broke it. Oh.